discussed. And that was a new song of mine based on an old song called Deep River Blues.
You wrote that?
I wrote that, yeah, about real life experience.
Do you have a recording?
No, that one is not recorded yet.
Yeah.
But it will be very soon.
Yeah.
Trying to put it on an album. I think my next album.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's not on this album here that I have for sale. But, yeah, this next one is a Jimmy Rogers tune. Since I was about 14. Now I'm 35. So.
You play beautifully.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Okay, so here's another original song that is not on this album. This morning, actually, Civilianaire, which is all original songs that I engineered and produced myself, and made these cassette tapes myself with my parents' tape deck from the 70s.
Multi-talented.
I am my own record label.
What does Civilianaire represent?
Civilianaire, to me it represents, I mean, really it was a graffiti that I saw that was civil unrest, but I read it as Civilianaire. I was like, that would make a good name for an album. But it has come to represent, to me, like being rich in community, you know? Because there might be billionaires, there might be millionaires, but what do they have if not people? You know, like, to have people is more valuable than to have money, I feel like. So that's kind of what it has come to represent. Because I recently went on a national tour to support this album. And, you know, it made me realize that I do have people. I have people all over this country, it turns out. You know? And they're great friends and chosen family, and I'm very, very grateful for that. So, that's kind of what it means to me, but I guess it means something else for everybody.
You have a good attitude.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. So that's track one, and there's a trombone and clarinet on the track, on the album. I play drums as well, but it's got kind of like a Bessie Smith, New Orleans-y vibe to it. But when I play it solo, it sounds a little different. But this is track two. messing with this tuning because Skip James uses it a lot. He was a Delta blues guitarist that I look up to, and I've listened to for a long time. But I was learning a lot of his songs over the pandemic, the lockdowns. So I messed with this tuning a lot. And so here's one of the songs that I learned of Skip James's. See how that last song was inspired by that one. Which is pretty wild because Skip James was buried across the street from my middle school, like in the town I grew up in, oddly enough. But yeah, when Eric Clapton bought him a house in West Philadelphia, where he lived until he died, I believe. You might be familiar with the song "I'm So Glad" by Cream. That was a Skip James song. So, I mean, technically Eric Clapton knowed him for his career, kind of, a little bit. So it was a good way to pay him back, I think. out to learn that, you know, one of your influences was buried in the town you grew up in. But, it's the way she goes, I guess. What do we got here? Consult my set list here. Okay. So speaking of Philadelphia, here's my song about the Schuylkill River. about my childhood. That song is heavily inspired by Jimmy Rogers. That song I played earlier was learned shortly before I wrote that one. Alright, this is one of the most recent songs I've learned.
octave range?
I think so, actually.
You have a,
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, that song is by Blaze Foley, and his vocal register matches mine pretty well.
yeah,
You know, but I can also go high.
yeah, I can tell.
They say Jeff Buckley had a 2.5 octave range or so. Or I've heard people say that he had like a 7 octave range or something. But he had a magnificent voice. But
2.5 octaves is good.
yeah. Mine goes pretty low, you know. I'm a bass too, so. But I can hit high notes as well. It's not as comfortable, but I can do it. But here's another original song. roof, it's beautiful. They are far apart, but they're close in my view. I can see the shade of the cosmos if I really wanted to. And I realize that Earth is just a ball spinning round. No matter where you are, there's gravity pulling you down. So there's a freedom to be able to look up at the sky, 'cause everything we are will inevitably die. So now I sit here and I think about what it will all be soon. When will we go to Mars? When will we go back to the moon? We can't be the only ones out here. I'm certain, I Thank you very much. That's the last track on an album called Longest Road Home by the Travelers, of which I'm a member.
That was a very different sound on your
Yeah.
guitar.
Well, I wrote that song like over 10 years ago,
You do?
so that's an older song of mine. But I like to play it because it's still relevant, you know, and I'm still proud of it, you know. This is a very new song that I just wrote like a couple months ago. Well, a couple years ago, I guess now. Driving down the road one day, and I was the only car on the highway with a cop siren started blaring in the rear view. I went to the side of the road, got pulled over. Cop said I didn't have my headlights on. That explains a lot. days.
Really?
Which is illegal, I think, because they never actually let me see a judge, because they never did my paperwork. So they were supposed to just bring me in for the night, and they just kept me there for 3 days. And, luckily, I had friends and family who cared enough about me to try to search for me.
They found you.
Some people get lost in the system like that, you know. I'm very grateful that I was able to get out of that.
Where in Michigan?
Was that?
Where in Michigan?
Like the western coast, near Grand Rapids. There's this tiny town called Montague, and yeah, apparently it's a quote-unquote town, but it was in Muskegon County. And, yeah, so Muskegon County Jail is where I was, and I hope to never go back. It's the only time I've ever been arrested, so thank God for that. The honest man's got nothing to hide. Got no problems getting out what's inside. Reputation's never on the line until the day he dies. You can search for something, but there's nothing that he doesn't want you to find out about it. No layers of sin, no lies upon lies, no losing or winning. It's life, it's all in your mind. That's why I is on this album. Sounds really cool because there's two overlapping violins that are recorded. And it's very ethereal, you know. You know, I love playing libraries because you actually listen to the lyrics. I play these bars and people don't care at all about lyrics. They just want to.
Where do you play mostly?
A lot of bars and, you know, yeah, mostly bars, honestly.
In the area, or do you travel around?
New York City mostly, like that surrounding area.
Yeah.
I've been touring regionally for a while now. So
You're always a solo?
I've been playing a lot of solo shows lately, but I have a band that I play with back in New York.
Oh, do you?
But it's hard to travel with a band, you know. So it's a lot easier to play solo shows on the road.
What kind of music do they do? Similar?
Yeah, with a band, it tends to be more funky and like bluesy. We play some Chicago blues stuff, that kind of thing. But yeah, with the band, you can kind of stretch out more. I play an electric guitar, you know, but
Or you play electric too?
yeah,
What do you prefer? This? You prefer this?
I've been, I don't know about prefer, I kind of love them both for
Yeah.
different reasons, you know? But lately I've been very partial to the acoustic and the finger
Your
picks.
fingering is great.
Yeah, I was saying, your picking
It's
is,
unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
as a guitar player, you're very good.
You're a guitar player too?
Not like it.
You get so many different sounds
Yeah.
out of the guitar.
Well, I got used to these finger picks finally, you know, that's something I was working on.
Yeah.
The past like 5-6 years a lot, and I finally gotten used to them, and it feels good with the acoustic, you know. With the electric, it doesn't really work with the finger
No.
picks as well, you know. But yeah, I love the electric though. That's a different sound, and you know, I love both of them for different reasons. But I was getting more into like Charlie Patton and like a lot of these legendary
So you
people.
play the drums, the electric guitar.
Some bass.
guitar.
I used to play saxophone, but I haven't done that in a long time. Be a drum set, mostly guitar though, vocals. But I'm not like Prince, I don't play 34 instruments.
30, you played?
When I was young, I liked a lot of music, but now I like this.
Yeah, I love this stuff, you know. But I love it all, really. This is track 3 off this album. It's a mouthful, so I'm gonna take a deep breath here. Grew up in turbulent times, seen people commit crime, seen people slowly lose their minds. The blind side of being blind, no product of no child left behind. Where the schools just tell the kids that a pass the test, make it through is less stress, so they can get all kinds of text breaks, whatever they can find. War is no stranger to me. That was a cheaper sample right there on the album, so.
Breath.
That one's a test for my breath control. But, yeah. It sounds a little different on the record because there's drums, but. And yeah, it ends abruptly live because it goes into a sample of Lauren Hill right there. Or it's supposed to be anyway. But, yeah, so you're gonna have to check that one out on the album, which you can listen to it online at jamesmargolis.com or Spotify, Apple Music, any of that good stuff, YouTube even. But or you can buy this cassette from me if you want to support the arts and living artists and whatnot. Yeah, here's another one.
Is that your latest cassette?
Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones. That is the second pressing, if you will. I make like 20 or 30 at a time and hit the road with them. It works out better than getting a record deal, you know? I think. I believe. Here's another one from the album. die. And the hands of a school shooter, and you'll just stand by idle. Just run. Too scared to stand up to the hand that feeds you. Appreciate that. I never know how people are gonna react to that one, but that's how I feel. I wrote that one after the Abbott Elementary shooting, so I was feeling pretty angry, as you can probably imagine. But yeah, so played that one in West Virginia. That went interestingly. The youngsters loved it, but the older people didn't. And it was funny. The youngster, one of them came up to me and he was like, "My parents squirmed when you played that song, and we loved it." But yeah, so this next one is the last track on the album. Don't you trust me till you see me? 'Cause a wise man once told me, believe none of what you hear, and only half of what you see. Don't let your loyalty become slavery, even if it's really who you want to be. Don't you dare trust me, because I'm the only one who can see beneath the webs of lies between your pretty eyes, beyond what you try to hide. So now that you see me, and you think you know me well, you should know I'm always changing. What's in my mind I can hardly tell. This is your warning, evil and cunning, tap into your sensitivities. See how to be free and maybe trust me. That's also a pretty old song of mine. It was written at the same time as that other song. But yeah, this is also an older song of mine, which is also on this album.
Do you have CDs too?
I don't have CDs. It's a cassette-only release and online. Kind of decided to make it that way if I was going to make them myself. I've pressed CDs in the past, but it's expensive. I figured I could just buy some cassettes and make it myself, you know. But
You make them yourself?
yeah. I made the insert, I designed it myself, and I printed them out. I folded the paper, I put it in there, and wrote the insert things myself. Liner notes, if you would.
Would record companies not give you more publicity?
They would. That is the advantage of a record company. But, you know,
Yeah, your choice.
yeah. I haven't gotten a record deal offered to me, so yeah. We'll see.
You haven't been discovered yet.
Yeah. And for better or worse, I mean, there's a lot of pressure that goes into that as well. So, we'll see.
Well, you deserve to be discovered. You're very good.
appreciate that a lot. We'll see, you know,
Yeah.
see what the future holds for me. But,
You know, there was a man on the Wall Street Journal magazine, I can't think of his name, but he's a big actor. And he tried for years and years, and he finally made it. He's 56 years old.
there you
But
go.
he's made it, and apparently he's very, very popular. I can't remember his name,
Really?
but he's on the cover of the Wall Street Journal magazine.
Nobody knows.
Right now?
Does anybody know him? We're all too old.
He's currently on the
He's,
cover?
he's currently on the Wall Street Journal. He's made it very big
Oh,
in the movies and whatever. And he finally did it at 56 years old.
And he started,
And he started young like everybody else.
just goes to
So
show.
there's always hope.
Yeah,
there's always something called luck.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah,
I'm never giving up hope, you know?
No,
You're enjoying what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm doing it for the love, you know?
it's fun.
I'm trying not to get bogged down too much by the chasing after the celebrity of it all.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to change.
I don't want to kill the love that I have for it, mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, I change all the time. I accept that change is part of it. But mostly it's just I don't want to kill the love I have for it, you know? 'Cause it's dangerous. It can happen.
But you have control now.
Yeah, that too. I own all my masters, you know?
Jason
Which is
Clark.
what Prince told us to do. Prince said if you don't own your masters own you. So I own my masters, you know? Yeah.
She said the actor was Jason Clark.
Oh,
Jason
Jason
Clark, was
Clark.
that the person?
Who was it? Or Coleman
that it?
Domingo?
I'm seeing Coleman Domingo, okay. I'm seeing Jason Clark.
So that's funny.
What could be different? Interesting.
Okay.
Interesting. I'll look that up.
So you have time.
Right. I'm in no rush. That's what I tell myself anyway. Life is so short that sometimes you don't get to say goodbye. Why can't we just tell each other how much we appreciate one another while we're still alive? So what if you're a straight guy with another guy? You can still tell him that you love him. But B-side to the single that I released in 2021. And here's the A-side. Watching the music video, and it is not AI. You can find that on YouTube. But anyway, this next one is a old folk song I learned from Mississippi John Hurt's recording of it. So, yeah, Spike Driver Blues. Thank you to the Boyden Library for having me, for the public access TV show that this is going on to.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recorded.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty
That's what
cool.
they're doing.
So are our voices being recorded too?
think
Or
so.
just- Oh, I should be quiet.
No,
I
you're
didn't
good.
realize that.
It's perfect. I like the town hall aspect to it.
Yeah. So we can watch this on TV?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm not
that's
sure exactly
wonderful.
when, but it'll be up there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be on their website as well. Yeah. So, appreciate you all for being here. Thanks for coming out.
Well, we're happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. Glad to provide you some Sunday afternoon entertainment. Almost felt you touching me just now. Wish I knew which way to turn and go. It's so son. May he rest in peace. Very talented songwriter who recently passed away. But yeah, so. more songs for you.
Don't forget you're being recorded. With your hands.
Yeah, I was trying to be subtle. That's actually perfect, because that's how many songs I plan to play. So that was a very old song. That was like one of the first songs that I ever released under my own name. You can find that on jamesmargolis.bandcamp.com, which has all of my recordings. Not all of it is on Spotify, but that one is. But yeah, as is this one. I have to sleep. But my mind decides to creep. Linger on with energy. When I get home cold and tired, and all I wanna do is sleep. But my brain is all wired into the matrix of memory. This song is about sleep deprivation. But anyway, my name has and probably always will be James Margolis. And thank you so much for coming out and being
Thank you.
attentive, amazing
It was
audience.
fun.
I appreciate you very much. And if you like what you hear, follow me at jamesmargolis.com or Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube at James Margolis. Yeah, I'd love for you to follow me along my journey. If you want to buy a cassette tape, I got a couple here. These are the last two that I have actually, so you can help me sell out. But yeah, I appreciate you, and see you next time. Here's another song that is on my Bandcamp. Tune up real quick. Don't want to hurt your ears. All those things you thought as a child, you thought they were true, they Thank you so much. I
And good luck,
appreciate you.
good luck to you.
Thank
We'll
you.
watch for you.
Appreciate that. Bill, right?
That was very thoughtful.
I don't need
Yeah.
He had a message, you clearly have a message.
Yeah, he's a big influence on me, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
figured
it
it
was a
was-
good audience for
This is
you.
all we talk about. I mean,
Yeah.
We can't do anything about this? I mean, it's,
Right.
you know, my daughter.